Good morning, everyone. This is Assiniboine Community Committee meeting. Today is Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. I would be the chairperson today. My name is Councillor Dobson, and with us we have Councillor Duncan, and we have Councillor Luce, who is participating remotely. With us, we also have our clerk, Ms. Cohen, and someone from PP&D, Mrs. Savage. Now, I would do our land and water acknowledgement. I'd like to acknowledge that we are on Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Innu, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. At this point, I would like to have someone put a motion in to accept the meeting of January 7th. Oh, okay. Well,
I'll move to have Councillor Luce participate remotely.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's passed. Now I would like to...
I'll move to have the
minutes
from the last ACC
January 7th meeting.
Accepted as
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Right into reports.
Thank you.
Okay, what we have is a semi-annual summary of delegated authority to award per capita land acquisition and community incentive grants. Any comments?
No comments on my part here. I'll move to have them accepted if Councillor Luce has no other comments.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion's carried.
Received as information. Yes. Thank you.
Receive as information, yes. Item number 2, extension of time, rezoning Kenaston Snow Dump, located south of 1301 Kenaston Boulevard and west of Canadian Pacific Railway line, DAZ 210-2022.
Do we have anyone to speak to this? Yes.
Okay,
And
go
who's
ahead.
here today?
This was a rezoning application adopted by Council back in February of 2023 for the city's former snow dump lands. The city applied to rezone the parcels to an MMU, manufacturing mixed-use district, to facilitate the purchase and sale of the property. As a condition of the rezoning, the developer, in this case would be the purchaser, because the city cannot enter into agreements with itself, will be required to enter into a zoning agreement and a servicing agreement. Another condition of the rezoning was to submit a transportation impact study, a TIS, for approval by the Public Works Department. As of yesterday, the final draft of the TIS is now complete, subject to the client purchaser approval, and then the city will review it. There were some delays in getting the work started due to the terms of reference, but Moore has now taken that on, appointed by the purchaser. While this remains under progress, though, the necessary bylaw for this rezoning application has not come into enactment, and the 2-year period expires March 23rd of 2025. So the city, as the applicant, is requesting a 9-month extension in order to have the application completed.
Who did you say was taking it on? Did you say Moore Consulting?
More consulting for the TIS, yes.
And this is a deal between the public service and the city of Winnipeg. There's no third party involved.
There is the purchaser, I believe, is Caspian.
Okay. And what are the major holdups here besides what you outlined? Like what?
Well, for the rezoning portion itself is making sure that the TIS gets accepted by Public Works.
Okay.
That TIS will identify if any work needs to be done.
Okay.
There's also work that is required to be constructed under the servicing agreement that's under the rezoning as well, for construction of pipes and whatnot. So that will also be assumed by the purchaser. Typically, that's what happens when the city rezones land and we're going to sell it. That's usually a condition of the purchase and sale agreement. So I would just default to that's what will be the case in this scenario,
Okay.
unless if something else presents itself that I'm unaware of.
So the TIS you said has just been submitted for review right now?
Yeah. with the draft has been prepared apparently, and they're going to be reviewing it with the purchaser and their consultants.
So how long does it, like, I'm assuming that doesn't take 9 months to review.
No, I don't think so. It shouldn't take that long, unless if the purchaser has any concerns with what the TIS reveals. But if everything is accepted, it'll be submitted to Public Works, and Public Works will review it as well. And again, that I'm assuming that shouldn't take too long. It could take up to 4 to 6 weeks, though, for the review.
Okay.
On the
So the
public
9
service.
month ask is based on, that seems like a long.
I'm sorry,
time.
9 months?
The 9 months seems like a significant period of time, considering it was 2 years to begin with for them
Well,
to get
usually
it done.
when we do extensions for applications, they're usually a year or two when applicants request them.
Mhm.
I'm assuming because our real estate branch only asked for the 9 months, they're in a comfortable position with the purchaser that this shouldn't be an issue. If the timeline is, then we would obviously come back before that period expires with another report explaining what the delay could be. So,
Okay. Any other questions?
No, I'm supportive of it. This is a hard site to develop, and I know it's got its challenges, and I am aware there are discussions underway. So I'm supportive of an extension. Actually, did they ask for the 9 months or?
no, the 9 months came from real estate.
Okay, I'm supportive.
Are you going to put in a motion to accept the public service recommendation?
Sure, I can do that. Or Councillor Duncan could. It's in his ward.
Yeah. So I'll be supportive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Councillor Livingston?
Yeah.
Yeah. Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Number 3, granular pedestrian path along Shellfront Road.
Yeah, it is as it reads. I appreciate the public service working with me on this, and hopefully we can, make some headway on getting some pedestrian pathways constructed in the Charleswood neighborhood, which are much needed. We love our ditches, but we also love safety on the road.
Okay. That's the motion. All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Motion's passed. Number 4, pedestrian connections at Shaftesbury Boulevard.
Yeah, this is also coming from myself here, hearing from lots of residents, especially as the Tuxedo area wants to connect with the Seasons of Tuxedo area, and that not really being possible fully on the east side of Shaftesbury. So this will look at several different options, including connecting the east side of Shaftesbury all the way south, and then potentially the multi-use pathway that comes out of the Seasons of Tuxedo to connect into the existing pathway network, whether that be the new portion on the east side or the existing on the west side into the Hart Trail. And I'm just getting a good idea. So this is a report back, I believe it was. It came of this. So again, thank you to the public service, and also Councillor Lukes for working through that with me, and her support as Chair of Public Works.
Okay.
Maybe we should put on 180 days or something, Should maybe put that on.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that too. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll add report back.
Is 180 enough? Too much? Like,
Well, if they want to change it, they'll change it at Public Works, but that's a good start, right? 180 days.
Okay.
good. Then the time frame, the amendment there to just have 180 days as the time frame to report back.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's carried. Number 5, transit service between Linden Woods and Oak Park and Shaftesbury High Schools.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. This is stems from the transit master plan implementation with the spine and feeder networks that eliminates the charter services to our schools. In particular, this one is interesting because it crosses two wards, that of Councillor Orlico's and my ward into Tuxedo and Charleswood. So with the elimination of those charters, there's no longer service to take the French immersion students from the Lindenwoods area to Shaftesbury High School for the English program and Oak Park High School for the French immersion program, which is odd considering that is nearly 12 kilometers away. But historically, that has been how it has happened. We asked about the option looking at Vincent Massey, but they are at capacity. So this is the viable option. Pembina Trail School Division has agreed to supplement the service for this coming school year 25-26, as hopefully the public service can come forward in the time frame indicated with a plan on how the network can serve not just the schools, but the entire community with an additional route here.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
No, this is great. So you worked with the public service. They think they can get back to you by September on this?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, these are the only two schools that we really don't have good connections to out of the whole entire city. So I'm really supportive of this. I'm not sure why it wasn't sort of worked in the first round, but anyways, we'll work it in.
The public service didn't identify that Charleswood itself is lacking transit network. So this would work towards that, but again, implementing the Lindenwoods community as well to not only serve to the furthest west point in Charleswood, but also potentially tying into the station in the future, Fulton Grove area.
Okay, no further comments? Motion?
Nope, I'll move
Okay,
committee's willing.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Motion's carried. Number 6 is expanded transit service to Festival Drive.
Woohoo.
Yeah, I figured most people on this committee, and I would anticipate throughout the city, would be happy to hear that this is something that the public service has been looking at. My residents in Westwood, obviously very interested in having transit expanded further west. Councillor Dobson and I have discussed this on several occasions as well, to have that opportunity for the folks on the north side of Portage in the St. James area as well, to be able to get out to the amenities that have been there for decades with the X grounds and the Downs, but also now into Westport Festival grounds there, where the future Costco and significant commercial development will be. Somebody said to me, nobody will go to Costco and shop and take the bus. And I said, but what about all the people that work there? So,
and if there's a bus there, people will go there.
Yeah.
And you can walk there.
You cannot, no, this is something that we looked at that's, potentially one of the most dangerous pedestrian crossings. If you can imagine yourself walking from basically the furthest point on Portage Avenue within the perimeter out underneath that underpass along the number 1 highway with no sidewalk, no shoulder, semi-trailers coming every which direction. This should be prioritized based on safety. And then just for the folks that aren't aware, I know that most people think of the city of Winnipeg within the perimeter. That is not the case at the west point. It goes all the way out to the road just before the Shell gas station there. Name escapes me, at the Camp Manitou Road.
Yeah.
And then a little bit further on the north side of Portage there to encompass all of the Westport Festival grounds. So this is a part of Winnipeg, and should the budget allow, need equal opportunity for transit service.
And I'd like to point out that I was there yesterday. I had service done on my car, and I could not walk there, could not bus there. I had to take an Uber. I had no choice. It was just not worth the risk to walk along Portage Avenue up through the underpass. Yeah. So this would be something I would use as well.
Good.
This is, I'm trying to look it up here. I think it was probably 2010 or 2009. At that point, I was working with the Iceplex and the Downs and Garth and the racetrack. And then we had a good article about this primarily it was for staff, right, to get there because they were walking along. Now there's so much more development. There's so much happening out there. I think the timing's great. So I'm supportive, fully supportive.
Hey, could I have a motion then?
So moved.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so motion is carried. Motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Aye. Thank you for
Thank you.
zooming me in for our 20-minute meeting.